Hey everyone, I'm Arjun, and today for about an hour and a half, I'll be doing some tactics with viewers, and then after that, I'll be taking some challenges. So let's just go ahead and get started with the first tactic. Um, wait, it's on rated. Okay, everything looks good. So you can feel free to suggest moves in the chat or anything, and I'll be looking at that frequently. So let's just get started. This looks like White's king is not too safe. We have black going up this way. White's king isn't too safe. It's kind of in the middle of the board. There's this pawn on e3. We've got two attackers on that. Maybe we can get something going there. The pawn on e3 is protecting the knight, which is attacked by our queen. So maybe there's something there. And also White's rook is kind of out of the game. Although not that our rook on b8 is doing too much either. So okay, what are some potential candidate moves for us? The first one that comes to mind for me would just be knight takes e3. Because if rook takes e3, we have queen d4. If the queen moves, well, we've won an important pawn in White's position. Maybe we can go knight g4 or something next. Even like mating ideas if the king goes back to the back rank somewhere. So it looks like knight e3 is probably a good start. So after knight e3, probably a good idea to look at some specific variations. So knight e3, let's say rook e3, queen d4, and then we'll have these two attackers on White's rook. Two attackers, the queen and the rook, on that square. So White's going to have to protect his rook somehow. And it seems like probably the easiest way to do that is to go like queen c3. If that happens, what's something we can do there with black? I don't really see what we do about that line. So if we just go knight e3, rook e3, queen d4, queen c3, it seems like White's doing all right. Because I think we're going to have to move the queen back. And then maybe something like queen c5 comes. If White can ever get a queen trade, that'll definitely be good for them. Besides knight e3, I don't see any real candidate moves. Maybe rook e3 is possible. So like rook e3, queen d4. But I think we run into maybe something similar like queen d3. And then obviously we can't really trade queens. And if we trade off too many pieces, it's just going to be an equal endgame. So it looks like knight e3 is promising. Rook e3, queen d4. But then what's going to come next? If queen c3, queen b6 maybe, what do we have there? I guess we do have this threat of d4. So maybe what might be better for White is after knight e3, rook e3, queen d4, maybe White can go queen d3 instead. So that's, I'll just show that one again, knight e3, takes. We're double attacking this rook, so White has to go queen d3 because they want to protect their rook on e3. So then what is Black going to do there? If Black goes queen b2 or something, probably White can go king g3 safely. And I don't see them getting mated or anything there, just because Black's rooks are both still on the back rank. So I think queen d3 might be pretty good for White. And then it doesn't look like they've got many problems, if any. So how about we take a look at this line? So let's say we start with knight e3, rook e3, but then we go rook e3 ourselves. So knight e3, rook e3, king e3. Say we try queen e5. I guess White just goes king d3, and they're still holding on to d4. So okay, maybe that's not ideal either. So, but something tells me that knight e3 has to be the right way to start. Anyone in the chat have any ideas? Maybe knight e3 or another candidate move or anything along those lines? One suggestion to go knight e3 followed by queen d4. Yeah, knight e3, queen d4, that was the first thing I was taking a look at, but I think the problem might be queen d3. Yeah, I guess something like queen e2, that makes it kind of hard to progress from there. Yeah, so what else could we try? Um, Maybe there's something on h4 that we can try to make use of. Like, could we go knight e3, rook e3, followed by queen h4? But then I guess a g3, queen d4, and I don't really think it makes a difference. I don't really think it makes much difference that we included the queen h4, g3. Because then after queen d4, I think we run into the same problem with going queen d3 for white. And then I don't see how we're making progress after that. Maybe we can try to change the move order a little or something. Um, what else could we do? Definitely, I think rook e3 doesn't work because rook e3, queen d4, queen d3 just seems like a worse version of going knight e3. Because we'll probably end up getting into some endgame where all of these pieces are gone, and then it'll probably just be a draw in this pawn. So okay, let's go back to knight e3. Knight e3, rook e3. What are we gonna do there? Hmm. Okay, how about this? How about after knight e3, rook e3, rook e3, king e3? Say we try going rook e8 check. And then the point is, if king f2, we've got queen d4. That looks really good for black. If king d2, queen d4 again, it is probably close to winning. And if king d3, then I think we can go queen g6. So I'll show that line again. So we would start with knight e3. We would trade a few times on e3, ending with king e3, rook e8. And now if king d3, which seems like the only reasonable option, then we can go queen g6. And wherever the king goes, let's say the king goes to d2, then we can just go queen g2 and take on h1. So is there any agreement or disagreement with this line? Just taking a couple times, going rook e8. The point being, if king d3, we have queen g6 with this threat. I'll give everyone a second. Okay, one person says it seems logical. Is there anyone else who agrees or maybe disagrees? Or if there's any other line suggestions? The simul starts after how long? I think the simul starts at 4:15, so that's in about 2 hours. But I think there's probably a command in the chat that you can use to get information about it. So okay, we have one vote of approval for this knight e3, rook e3, followed by rook e8 line. Is there anyone else who agrees or disagrees? What if king c3 after queen g6? So okay, after takes, rook e8, king g3, queen g6. Yeah, king c3, then we've got rook c8, and we're gonna win the queen. So okay, I think let's probably go for this line. It seems like it works right now. Okay, takes, then takes, and rook e8. Okay, king f2. So I guess we have to take here. The only other thing that really kind of makes sense would be to go queen h4, but then g3, and I think we're just giving the king an extra square. So let's take here. Okay, and I guess that was it then. Yeah, white would have to play king d3. So here, let's just analyze it real quick. So, okay, after knight e3, takes. If white was still interested in keeping the knight, they'd have to go king d3. And then we go queen g6. And if king here, we're going to win the rook like this. And if king c3, then we can win the queen like this. So yeah. And okay, after takes, what could happen here? If king f1, we've got queen a1, and we're going to win the rook in the corner. And if king g3, I'm guessing there's probably some way to mate here. Or at the very least, just like get a really, really strong position. What could it be? Maybe we go like queen e5. If king f2 back, I don't know, something like this looks like it should be winning. Or we could even just be safe, like play h5 or something to get loofed, and then go like rook e5, rook g5. I don't know. Something like that seems like it's going to win. So, okay. I'm just curious. I want to see just what opening this came from. This was played between two 1900s in a blitz game. Okay, so it was a Nimzo Indian by transposition. And okay, black got the hanging pawns. Then I guess they gave away one of their pawns at some point. Yeah, they gave away c3. And then there's this tactic. All right. I guess let's move on to the next one. That was pretty good. So, okay, we're black again here. We've got a queen and rook pretty close to the enemy king. White does have two bishops for the rook, though. So in terms of material strictly, we're down a little bit. But we have a lot of play, and probably there's a way that we can get mate, or at least win a lot of stuff, I think. So, okay, how's the best way to start? I guess first move that comes to mind would be to go rook g2 for me. But rook g2, king h1, and this bishop does a nice job covering h2. So, and we can't really afford to move the rook away because there's going to be bishop f7. So maybe rook g2 isn't the correct way to start. Besides rook g2, what are some other initial moves? We could go like queen to d4, and then that would force king h1, and then we could do like queen e3 or something, because that just about it threatens mate basically over there. And if white isn't able to stop queen takes h3, then that's gonna just lead to mate, I think. Yeah, we have a suggestion from Bratwurst 1738 to try queen d4. So okay, queen d4 here. Let's see. Besides queen e3, what are some moves that we can play with black? I don't think there's any options there. If we start with queen d4, then I think we have to go for queen e3 next. So queen d4, queen e3, and we're threatening this mate. Queen d4, g5, g2. Well, d5 is covered by this bishop, so that doesn't work out for us. That's why I'm thinking we should go queen d4 and queen e3. So our point is we want to take on h2, or on h3. And as far as I can tell, the only way to stop it is to go bishop h2 with white. Because then once we take, it's not with check anymore. And then our rook is going to hang on e2. So that's as far as I can tell so far. What else can we do with black after that? We can't take on h2. That just doesn't seem like it makes any sense. Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems like after bishop h2, I don't really see much there. Okay, anyone else have any ideas after queen d4 maybe, or if there's another candidate move? Queen d4 and then d6. Okay, so I guess a suggestion to go queen d4 and take on d6. But I don't think that'll work, yeah, because queen e2 comes. Maybe we can start some line with rook d2. I kind of like the idea of doing that. But I think the problem is just queen f3 is coming next. And then there's still a threat on this rook. There's no more rook g2 ideas coming. queen d4 just seems less strong now because there's a rook f2 anyway. So yeah, I don't really like the idea of going rook d2. It seems to me like queen d4 is definitely the strongest move we've seen so far. So okay, queen d4 here, queen e3, bishop h2. What are we going to do from this position? Does anyone watching have any ideas? So after queen d4, king h1, queen e3, bishop h2, anything that black could do there? There's rook g2 check and queen b3. Well, yeah, queen b3 won't work because there's white's queen is covering that square. Okay, what else could we do? After queen e3, bishop h2. It's annoying how this white rook is covering f3 and the pawn also perfectly covers d4. So is there something we can do about one of those? Maybe we can like divert the rook somehow, but I don't see how that's going to happen. What else? Queen d4, king h1. Maybe there's something else in this position. Maybe queen e3 is not the right move, but there could be another line. Hmm. Rook b2 after queen d4. So queen d4 here, rook b2. I think the issue with that is just bishop f8. And it seems like it's just a little slow because we don't really have a direct threat there. Maybe we should look for perpetual. Are we sure we're winning here? Maybe we're down material. Maybe we should look for a draw. I guess we could look for a draw, but it feels like we're getting really close to mating. Because in the line with queen d4, queen e3, bishop h2, I think that's the only way to stop mate. So it feels like there should be something. There should be some way to try to win. But yeah, it is possible that we're only going for a draw since we are down some material. Any other suggestions for anyone else? So far, it seems like we're kind of hitting a dead end with this queen d4, queen e3 line. Yeah. Anyone else have any ideas? Maybe not even in this line, just if there's another first move or anything. Rook e3 instead of queen e3. Okay, so queen d4, king h1, rook e3. I think the issue with that is I think white can just take on f8 because rook h3, king g2, and I don't think we have a mate there with black. So yeah. Maybe rook e8 and sack on g7 with some ideas on the doubled rooks. Oh, so rook e8 here. Well, I think rook e8, the problem is bishop f7 is always going to be a problem. And I don't really ever think that we can survive allowing bishop f7. And also, like, I guess at the very least, if rook e8 or something, bishop f7 here, then like queen a1, and the queen trade is going to happen. So okay, what else is there? Sorry. Maybe queen d4 here. What else could we do? We can't really make queen d6 work because e2 falls. Queen e3, bishop h2. I really feel like there's something in that line because because we're getting very close to giving mate. Rook d2, queen f3, queen d4. Okay, so rook d2, queen f3, queen d4. I think just rook f2 from white. Or no, sorry, that's not possible, I guess. Rook d2, queen f3, queen d4. What is white going to do there? I didn't consider that. So rook d2, queen f3, queen d4. Say king h1. I guess just queen d6. And we've won a piece. And I don't know what white is going to do about that. Say after rook d2, white doesn't go for queen f3. Maybe they go for like queen c1 instead. What can we do there? I think we might actually be able to get mate there though. So if we go rook d2, queen c1, queen d4, king h1, queen d3, then it looks like h3 is going to fall. And if bishop h2, like we were kind of worried about in the other line, we have queen e4 all of a sudden. Rook d2, rook h2, queen h2. Unfortunately, the bishop covers h2, so we can't do that. So, okay, I really like this idea. Who suggested it? I think it was Bratwurst 1738. Then we can go rook d2. If queen f3, just queen d4, and we take on d6. And if instead of queen f3, if instead queen c1, then we can go queen d4, king h1, queen d3. And we attack h3 and also the bishop here. So that seems like it might be really good. Does everyone agree with this line, or are there potentially other suggestions? I was looking at somehow getting a check on the h1 diagonal. This idea might work. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get a check on this line, but I think that concretely we're either going to win a bishop or we'll get mate. So yeah, it was a nice suggestion by Bratwurst 1738. I guess if one more person agrees, then we can go for it. We have one vote of approval. Okay, Lando Loves Jesus says I'm all for it, so let's go for this line. That was not it. That's surprising. It seemed like a pretty promising line. I guess maybe the problem was queen a1. That was a line that I didn't really look for. So I guess rook d2, queen a1 is probably going to cause problems. And then if rook g2, then doesn't really seem like we have something there. So okay, maybe something else then. We've been looking at queen d4, but it seems like we're not getting much of anywhere after queen e3 coming next. So, and rook g2 didn't really seem like there was much there. I don't think we can ever survive moving this rook away. So it kind of seems like to me we have to either go for queen d4 or rook g2. I think queen c1 then pick the bishop. Not sure which line exactly you're talking about. Maybe is this a rook d2 line or is it something else? I'm thinking we should probably go for queen d4 then. Seeing as rook d2 wasn't it, maybe queen d4. Is there anyone opposed to going for queen d4, or should we try queen d4 and see how that goes? Queen d4, but let's find a line, then go for it. Okay, so let's take a look again then. Queen d4, king h1. Queen d6 can't really be it. Queen e3 looks like it works, except for bishop h2. So, and rook e3 I think probably just doesn't work because of bishop f8. What else could we go for? Queen e3, is there something there? Queen e3, bishop h2. I feel like there has to be something in that line. I'm thinking about trying to go for rook d2 after. So if queen d4, king h1, queen e3, bishop h2, rook d2. But then I guess there's a couple problems. Probably the main one is just queen f3 comes. So what else? What else can we do? Yeah, is there any other suggestion after queen d4? I'm trying to see in these lines if I can somehow free the f8 rook, but I can't find a way. Yeah. I don't really think we can ever move this rook because bishop f7 just seems like it comes every time. This one's not easy. Yeah, this one's actually rated over 3,000. I don't know if you can see from the screen. Probably not, but it's rated 3015, so it's not an easy puzzle. Queen e3. I guess you're probably talking about the same line that we've been looking at, the queen d4, queen e3. But the only issue is this bishop h2 move. And we don't really see where we're going from there. That's the problem. Yeah, and we're struggling to find the follow-up there. Okay, how else can we go about it? We can't go queen d6 or anything because rook e2 will hang. We can't really, we don't have time to go rook here, I don't think. Probably not, at least. Yeah, I don't think we have time to do any of that. So what else is there? Maybe we should start looking at like some other idea. Queen d4, rook f2. Well, if rook f2 after queen d4, so if queen d4, king h1, rook f2, I assume, then they can probably just take and take on f8, right? So I don't think that's going to work out. Is there something we can do about d3 maybe? But I guess unfortunately we've already looked at that rook e3 move after queen d4, king h1. So after queen d4, king h1, rook e3, and it doesn't really work. So okay, what else? What else can we do? I think maybe we should probably just try queen d4 and see if that's right, because then we'll get pointed a little bit more in the right direction, since I think we're not really getting anywhere with this one. We have agreement from a few people. Okay, so let's go for queen d4 then. Okay, queen d4 is also not it. So okay, that kind of means that the two big lines, rook d2 and queen d4 that we were looking at, they don't really seem to be working. So I guess, what other moves are there that we can even do? Rook g2 here, king h1, maybe then? Is there something with rook d2? Is there something like that that might work? I think probably not, because of like queen f3. And if queen b3, then bishop f8, and it seems like we're kind of in the same problem again. Yeah, I don't really think that works. Maybe a sacrifice? I don't see any good sacrifice, unfortunately, because we're already like in danger of going down an exchange, or down, I guess, a full bishop there. So it seems strange as the queen is on a black square. Um, I'm not sure which line you're referring to, where the queen's on the black square, or like just in general. Okay, what more can we try? Hi, learn, practice, improve. It's good to see you. Rook g2, king h1. What possibilities are there in that position? Hmm. I really want to get my queen access to c6, b7, or a. Yeah, that would be really nice if we can get the queen on the long diagonal, but I think that's going to be really difficult because the bishop covers this square, and it would right the way things are right now, there would be a two-move way to get there, but that just seems very, very unrealistic. So I don't really think that's something that we're going to be able to achieve. I feel like there's probably something after rook g2 that means. If rook g2 and queen d4 both didn't work, then probably there's rook g2 something. Well, the problem with rook h2 is that the bishop on, yeah, bishop on d6 covers h2. So that makes it a difficult puzzle. Okay, so it can't be queen g4, and it's also not rook g2. Hmm. Maybe can we go rook e3? And the point is that white can't take here because we have rook g3 coming. Sorry, white can't take because we've got rook g3 that comes up next. So I guess playing white there, I would probably think like rook f2 or something. But yeah, okay. I guess that then we're going to run to the same problem, that we're just going to lose f8 eventually anyway. Or I guess there's probably even other ways. Maybe queen c2 or something might work. Rook e3 looks nice. I think that the problem with rook e3 is just that it's like the same thing. Probably just rook f2 or something. And then bishop f8. Yeah, this puzzle's pretty tough. It's over 3,000. Okay, I think I'm getting a little stuck here. Anyone else have any move suggestions? So the only two we've eliminated, I guess, for sure, are to go rook d2 and queen d4. Yeah, white's dark square bishop is pretty annoying. Rook e6. I think rook e6 just falls to bishop e6. So it doesn't seem like that one works. Is there any like hidden like kind of long distance queen move? I don't think nothing like that really makes sense. I'd spam rook g2, rook d8, rook e3, and see if one hits. Okay. I think maybe the idea of getting this rook out might actually be correct. I don't think rook e8 makes much sense, but I guess it's possible that rook d8 would work. Because if we're threatening to take this bishop, and I mean the bishop can't move off of this long diagonal, because otherwise white's going to get mated. So okay, should we maybe try going rook d8 then? See whether that one works or not? I guess rook d8, what if rook f7? Because then there's all these discovered check possibilities, and that could be annoying. Queen d4, king h1, queen e3. Yeah, that's one of the lines we spend a long time looking at, but unfortunately queen d4 is not right because we've tried that move. So yeah, the two moves that we thought were most promising unfortunately didn't end up being correct. If we hang f7, the problem is in many lines white has queen a1, forcing the queen trade. Yeah, so that is true. That's why I was thinking rook d8, because if we're threatening d6, then that takes away one tempo from white. Because then if, let's say, rook d8, bishop f7, king h1, queen a1, we can go rook d6, and we're going to still end up up material at the end. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have any ideas? Like maybe another move, rook d8, rook e8. Is there any line that might work here? Yeah. I think we should probably try something like rook d8 and see whether or not that ends up being it. Rook d8, rook f7, rook d6 loses to rook f2, I believe. Yeah, that's also true. Rook f7 is a strong, maybe probably stronger than bishop f7, because then there's just all those threats on the next move. Okay, maybe it's some sort of a quieter move. But I guess the problem with trying a quiet move here is just that white already has his own threats, because bishop f8 comes, then after that like rook f7, and so we're gonna get mated if we don't do anything quick. What happens on rook d2? Rook d2, then queen a1 is I think probably why it didn't work. Yeah, that seems like the issue. Although we could take a look at it in more detail afterward. Queen a1, rook g2, king h1, queen b3, king g2, queen d5 is my idea. Well, the thing is we also already tried rook d2, so we know that that isn't the correct move. And that your line totally makes sense, but I think since the material is just equal at the end, it's probably not gonna, it probably wouldn't be right anyway. Since it seems to me like, given how strong our rooks are, we're probably gonna be trying to win. So okay, let's keep looking for other ideas. Rook c8 perhaps, but then I guess, is it going to be the same issue here with this move coming? Rook f7. Say we go rook c1. No, I think something like rook f1 probably comes, and then that's a problem. Rook d8, rook f7, what is our answer? Yeah, I don't see anything there really after rook d8 either. But that seems like the closest we've come so far to getting a solution. Since we've been on this one for a while, maybe we should just try rook g2. Rook g2 was like the very first move that we ended up considering, but it didn't seem like it worked out. But possibly there's something that we're just missing there. Mhm. Okay, does anyone think that we should just go for rook g2 and see if that works out? I'll give everyone a few seconds. There's no huge gain. Rook g2, king h1, rook f2 was considered. I think that the problem with going rook f2 there is that after takes and takes on d8, we don't really have much. Rook g2, king h1, rook d2. Um, I I guess that makes sense, but I think probably like queen a1 or something, and then or sorry, not queen a1. If like queen f3 or something, rook g2, queen f3, and then I don't really see what we're doing from there. But we can try it, I guess. So I think it's probably time to try another move. So let's see if rook g2 is it. Okay, rook g2 is also not the right move. So okay, yeah, rook g2 didn't make too much sense, I guess. So I think it's not really a question that we think we're seeing something and that ends up being not being it, just that we haven't really seen a winning line yet. So okay, let's keep looking for a little bit longer. I feel like it might be a rook move, just because I don't know. It seems like that's kind of the only thing that's been working out, or it seems like that's the only thing we haven't really tried. It might be moving this rook somewhere. If we go rook e8, say rook f7, um, I don't think we can afford to try rook e1 because then rook f1 comes. What about queen d4, king h1, queen e3? Yeah, that was originally what we thought, but we've already tried queen d4 and it wasn't it. But also, I think the reason it doesn't work is because of bishop h2. Okay, how about something else? Could it be a king move, maybe? Like a king move to then, so that then rook f7 doesn't carry with any discoveries. But I guess then queen a1, and that's our problem once again. Hmm. Did we try rook e3, rook f3, queen c3, bishop f8, king takes 8, and we win material? After rook e3, rook f3, how do we go? Why do we do queen c3? I think you might have skipped a move in that line. Rook e3, rook f3, rook f3, queen f3, and then queen c3. I think you mean queen b3 at the end, but yeah, you're fine. So rook e3, rook f3 takes, queen b3, bishop f8, king f8. I guess it could be that just to try to get an equal position. I think at this point it's probably worth it to try anything. So maybe should we just try for rook e3, see if it works? Just because we've been on this one for about 40 minutes, so don't want to end up spending too long on one. Rook f8, bishop f7, king g7, bishop e8, queen d4 works then. That's true. If the bishop ever stops covering d5, then this whole queen d4 line is going to work. Okay, I think let's try Sepper 91's idea. Yeah, I think we should probably try that one first, and then maybe we can go for rook e8 then. So okay, let's try rook e3. Rook e3 also wasn't it. Okay, that's 4 incorrect attempts so far. That's not too good. Okay, so now we've got that suggestion from Chess Lovers saying try rook e8. Is there any more checks if we played rook c8 with the idea of getting the rook to c1? If rook c8, then say just bishop rook f7. And I think the issue with going rook c1 is that then there's rook f1. Because it's discovered a check on the king, and then we're gonna win c1 right after that. So I don't think that rook c8 quite works, unfortunately. I can tell you the first move if you want. Maybe let's try a couple more minutes of just trying moves, I guess. And then I think at some point we'll be able to just stumble upon the correct move. So thanks for the offer, but I think probably not. Okay. How about we try for rook e8? I think that was suggested by Chess Lover a little bit ago. Rook e8, bishop f7, king g7, we're threatening rook 8 to e3. That's true. That makes a lot of sense then, because if rook here, then bishop f7, and we have this rook e3 threat, and that's not too easy to deal with. So okay, let's try this. Let's try rook e8. Rook e8 was correct to start off. Bishop f7. Should we go king g7 or king h8 then after that? What difference could it make? King g7. Okay, I guess we can go for king g7. King g7, queen a1. Oh, okay. And now I think I'm starting to see it. Just we take, probably. Okay. That was a really difficult one here. Let's go back and analyze that then. Okay. I don't think I can probably turn on the engine just because it's been causing lag lately to try turning on the engine. But let's see how much of this we can analyze on our own. So okay, we had tried rook d2 at first, but I think queen a1 is why it doesn't work. If queen f3 or something, we can go for this line. We take on d6, and this is probably winning for black, just if something like this happens. And but if I think the refutation this is queen a1, and then we don't really have much because it's gonna just get to this position. Then the next line we had tried was, I think it was queen d4 that we attempted next. And we thought of this line, but then bishop h2, and all of a sudden we don't really have anything with black. So that was the problem there. Rook g2, none of us really saw anything after king h1. I think this problem just kind of persists, that the rook is hanging, so we would have gotten to something like this, which is probably equal. But then rook e8, king g7. If takes, then we have queen d4, and then here going for queen g2. I don't know if you're winning after queen a1, rook a1, king f7, rook a7 here. Okay, I think definitely black should win this. But yeah, it's definitely not like an easy win because white does have 2 pawns for the exchange. I think the way black wins is just because white's king is cut off on this rank, since this rook is really strong covering all these squares here. But yeah, definitely it was a tough puzzle.